On any given network, transactions are happening as quickly as people decide to make them. But that doesn't mean that the network is able to keep up with processing all of them at once. As the number of transactions being made exceeds the number of transactions the network can process, a waiting line builds up. And this waiting line is known as a memory pool. Now in this video, we'll take a look at the details of the memory pool. The memory pool, also known as the mempool, is the waiting place for all unconfirmed transactions before they're added to the blockchain. The name comes from the fact that transactions sit in RAM memory of all the nodes in the Bitcoin network. So what does this mean? Well, when you start making transactions on the blockchain, you'll notice that it doesn't happen instantly. And this is because for a transaction to be complete, it needs to be confirmed or verified by the network. Now, this confirmation is done by specialized nodes in the Bitcoin network called miners. By validating transactions before they are added to the blockchain, miners help ensure consensus on the blockchain. And we'll focus on the details of mining and miners later in this lesson. Since there are so many transactions happening, not everything can get picked up immediately. Transactions need to wait in line before they get validated. This line, or storage space, where the transactions wait, is what's known as the memory pool, or mempool for short. Now, to better help us visualize the memory pool, let's jump over to blockchain.info. So this company offers an online Bitcoin block explorer service and cryptocurrency wallets. In addition, they offer amazing free online charts that allow anyone to learn more about Bitcoin stats and market information. Let's take a look at their unconfirmed transactions view. Now, at the time of this recording, there's about 7,900 unconfirmed transactions, all waiting patiently to be added to the blockchain. And can you guess where they're waiting? Well, if you answered in the memory pool, that's absolutely correct. So let's scroll down a little bit and we'll see a live feed of all the live transactions going on. Now, each transaction is uniquely identified by a hash. And if you can catch one of these numbers before they fly on by, you'll see that this is a string of characters, this one here in the darker line, that's the transaction hash. And the numbers down below it in the lines with the green arrow are the Bitcoin wallet addresses. So a wallet address is sort of like an email address for Bitcoin. It's a way for you to tell people where to send money when you're using a wallet. And we'll go in more depth about wallets later on. In that same line, we can see information about the time, date, and the amount that was transacted. So it's all pretty cool information, right? Now, if you're interested in checking out more details about the memory pool, let's head over to the chart section. So to get there, let's scroll down and navigate to Products, Charts, and then in Charts, let's head over to Network Activity. In this section, there are a couple of useful charts. Here we see one about the data, about the number of transactions in the memory pool at different times, the rate at which the mempool is growing, and here one about the size of transactions waiting to be confirmed. So I recommend you take some time to explore and look through some of these charts. So earlier, we discussed that transactions leave the memory pool when a miner has added them to a block. So miners validate the transactions before they're added to the block, and that block is added to the blockchain. And this process ensures security and validation on the blockchain. So now we know how a transaction can leave the memory pool to join the blockchain. However, this isn't the only reason a transaction might leave the memory pool. Let's actually take a quick pause to explore some other reasons a transaction could leave the memory pool. So in the following quiz, try to decide which are valid reasons a transaction would leave the memory pool. And don't worry if this question is a bit challenging. It's meant to be, especially since we're asking you about a topic you haven't learned yet. So this exercise is meant to get you thinking about how the memory pool works. So give it your best shot, and we'll discuss your thoughts afterwards.